Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondin. I'm the author of Twin Flame Romance, The Journey to Unconditional Love, available in paperback, Kindle, and Audible books. If you read this book, leave a review on Amazon. Take a screenshot, email me at michellefondinauthor@gmail.com. I will gift you an Audible copy of Chakra Healing for Vibrant Energy, exploring your 7 energy centers with mindfulness, yoga, and Ayurveda. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please subscribe below, click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications, and give the video a thumbs up. I do readings, 30, 60, and 90-minute readings of all types and sorts. Twin flame readings, romance readings, general readings, personal and career. And you can book it on fondinwellness.com. During this time of isolation, incubation, lockdown, I am donating $5 for each reading booked. That's a 30-minute reading, $10 for each 60 and 90-minute readings that are booked to a charity for each week. This week is feedingamerica.org. I want you guys to just be centered, be relaxed, and live in the bubble. I was out driving this morning and I tried today to go to the beach to do my daily run, which in Los Angeles County, Los Angeles City proper, things have been closed as far as the beaches go. However, in the South Bay where I live, the beaches up until yesterday were still open. And people were being respectful for the most part, keeping their proper 6-foot radius around them. And I guess the city decided to close the beaches, and I drove all the way there. The biggest problem with me is that when it's a little bit chilly out, I do need to use the restroom. And since all of the public beaches were closed, once I got down there, I got in my car, ran in the street for about 15 minutes, and then I was just like, I really need to pee. That didn't work because there were no bathrooms open, so I had to drive back home. But one thing that I did notice was that people are kind of walking around dazed and confused, including people that are driving and people that are walking in the streets, kind of like crossing the street or just walking their dogs. People are dazed and confused. And if this is you, I want you to be super careful. I cannot tell you how many times between my house and the beach and my house, and I only live like 1.7 miles away from the beach, how many people I almost ran over because they weren't paying attention. They were just like darting in front of a car in the middle of the road, trying to cross the street, not even looking. And it's kind of like everybody is in this fog. And it was super scary for me, of course, driving my car, that people were just like darting out, not even looking to see if any cars were coming. And it was worse than on a really busy day, because on a busy day, normally people are going to actually look. But I kind of feel like since everybody has been living in their bubble, that they don't even notice. They don't even notice that anyone's around them. They don't even notice if cars are coming. So it was a little bit dangerous. Not to mention that I was sitting at a light with 2 cars, and the light changed. And I kid you not, it was a good 15 seconds. And finally I honked the horn. I was the 3rd car in a row and nobody had gone. The light had been green. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, what is going on? But nobody went. Everybody was just in a daze. Kind of like, oh, the light is green? Oh, huh, interesting. But nobody went. It was crazy. And I'm coming to you today because there's been a few things that I've noticed over the course of the past few days. And I just, as you guys are my community, I just want to help you to try to remain centered and remain in inner peace, because day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, it's pretty easy to stay centered, especially if it's new, you're staying at home and it's new, and things are kind of like chaotic, but all the newness provides opportunities to do things that if you were working full-time outside of the home, that you may not have had an opportunity to do, such as spend more time with your children or cook more or clean. And then now that we are at, I don't know, day 14 for some locations, now that we're at day 14 for some locations, the novelty is starting to wear off. And for many of us who are isolated and not with other human beings in person, I know it can be nerve-wracking in the sense that you're starting to look for outside answers to what's happening. And for me, not that I was actually actively looking for outside answers, I posted a couple of videos in the community section of my YouTube channel because they were two in particular that I found interesting and that I found would be pertinent to my viewership and the types of things that my viewership looks for in readings, that looks for in messages. So there are two in particular that I found had truth to them. And that's the reason why I posted them. But for the most part, I haven't been actively researching information. And one of those reasons is something that I told you guys before, that it's hard to stay in your positivity when you're getting a lot of negativity in the world. And I do get my daily dose of news, so I've been listening to NPR, I've been watching The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, the home edition. That's actually quite funny. But beyond that, I've been really honestly staying away from any other news, any other media, even social media. I've been staying away from that as well. And the reason is because it's just when there is so much negativity, when there's so much disparity, you need to remain in your bubble. I'm going to give you just a few examples as to the why. So today, this morning actually, and last night a little bit, what I did was I said, okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click on a few videos that are coming up in my feed from different readers and different speakers that are kind of not necessarily the twin flame community, but like in the astrology community, in the tarot community. Let me just see what's going on, because there, of course, once I viewed the two that I posted, there are other things that come up in the feed. I started watching 2 to 3 videos. And it was interesting because you started to see the disparity and the tension that's even coming from human beings that are supposed to be more into, I don't want to say new agey stuff, but like more predictive astrology or predictive tarot or predictive things. And what I saw was a lot of extremism in thought, like a lot of fear-based extremes. So there's a lot of conspiracy theories apparently going on about there. There's a lot of this extreme thought process as far as what the New World Order is going to be or how you must behave or act and react. And this is, again, coming from people who have traditionally, when I viewed their channels and I looked back like at the backlog of their channels and how long they've been doing this. And again, these are people that I did not know previously. And I was like, okay, it didn't seem like they were, even their messages were that extreme at that point. And it's just like now where I'm like, whoa, this is so insane. And it's very dividing, if you will. And it was funny. I was viewing, so we got Disney Plus over Christmas. And I love Disney Plus, I will tell you. I was very skeptical in the beginning. Super skeptical. But I actually love Disney Plus. And you know me, I'm a big Disney fan. And so I was watching Disney Plus, and one of the older movies that I had watched with my eldest back when it came out was Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. No, it wasn't Confessions. I did see that one too. Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. Great Disney movie. But the other one, it was Ice Princess. Ice Princess. And it's about a girl who's she's a science geek, physicist, and she loves to ice skate. And then as she's doing this physics project to see about how ice skaters spin and turns and if there's a formula that can help them to spin better and without error, she finds that she has some hidden talents and ends up being an ice skater, a figure skater. And her coach, toward the end of the movie, this was one thing that she had recommended was, she said, here are a pair of earplugs, go into the bubble, go into the bubble. And I know that a lot of Olympic athletes and professional athletes is that when they're really training for a big game, when they're training for a big competition, when they're training for the Olympics, many coaches will say to them, you need to go into the bubble. And the reason why they say that is because when you are competing at such a high level, and I'm getting like chills all over my body, so the angels are like okay with me telling you this. When you are competing at such an intense and high level and the stakes are so high in that competition, you do not have room, you do not have time to be listening to the naysayers, the skeptics, the critics, the competition, the voices of the competition. You just absolutely, positively do not have the time to absorb that. You can't absorb that energy. You can't even watch your opponent if you're in an individual sport, for example, because it'll psych you out. And that's what this coach was saying in this movie, was that I do not want you to watch your competitors, because if they fall, then you're going to get overconfident. And if they excel and get all 10s, then you're going to consider that it's a defeat for yourself before you've even competed. I feel that for you right now during this time, being a sensitive soul, because you are, if you've awakened to this twin flame journey, you are a sensitive soul. You are an empath. You are absorbing other energies, and you are awakened to the energies of what is happening around you a lot more than someone, let's say, who doesn't have that type of awareness. And it's more important for you being in this competition, if you will, or this called life. It's not, I'm saying that tongue in cheek, but it's more that you will get through this with a lot more sanity if you live in that mental bubble. And what I want you to do to live in that mental bubble is to listen to your own intuition. You need to listen to your own cognizance. You need to listen to your own feelings. And go out in nature, wherever you can go out in nature. If it's your backyard, it's your backyard. If it's a car, you need to stay in your car, like go drive somewhere beautiful that's pretty close to home. But even if you can't go into a public park, you can drive to a public park, stay in your car, roll down the windows, smell the fresh air, and look at a tree. Go smell a flower. Like, look at nature, observe nature, get the vibes from the environment, get the vibes from nature. Drive out to see a waterfall, a mountain, an ocean, a lake, a stream. Take some time to just observe the natural beauty of what's around you and observe God's creations in activity. And instead of turning on videos that are going to be like predictive of what's going to happen or videos warning what might happen. And looking at social media feeds with people with all sorts of opinions. And remember, when people post things or say things out of fear, it's often very distorted because it's a distorted version of reality because fear is in there. And what I want you to do is try as best as you can just to live in the present moment. Stay in your bubble, meaning don't let people talk to you about this stuff. Don't let people infuse things into your mind, into your brain. And obviously, you know, you want to be as respectful toward others as possible. You want to be as respectful toward, you know, keeping your social distance from other people, because that's just the respectful thing to do right now. But other than that, what I would highly suggest is you are a being of light, is just to put yourself in that bubble. Pretend like you're competing for the Olympics. Pretend like you're playing for the Super Bowl. Like, pretend that you are in the NBA finals and you need to not hear the news about the predictions of the outcome of the game because it will psych you out. And I believe that right now, as it stands, that's the best advice I can give to you. You need to tune into your own intuition. You need to tune into your own inner light and look at the world around you, not the human world. Don't look at the human world all around you, but look at the natural world around you. The mountains are still here. The oceans are still here. There's still oxygen. And just start by that. Start by getting into your bubble and start in earnest observation of everything else that's around you that comes from nature, that is natural beauty, and get out into it as much as you can. As far as, like I said, if it has to be sitting in your car with your windows rolled down and you're staring at the ocean, or in your car with the windows rolled down looking at a mountain or a cliff, and don't get out of your car near that cliff, but looking at a cliff that overlooks something beautiful. And you're going to observe nature and observe nature's beauty, observe the orchestration of the universe. Get out at night if you can and observe the stars. Like, the universe is still turning around. It's still going. But start to get the truths from nature. Start to get the truths from your inner soul. Start to get the truths from your heart space. And that is a good place to be in right now. And try as hard as you can to just ignore the news feeds, ignore the social media, ignore the videos that pop up that are somehow predictive or talking about conspiracy theories or whatever. I mean, this is a good time, like, if you need entertainment, it's a good time to do like cat videos, funny cat videos or funny puppy videos. That's the type of stuff you should be watching. So I hope this helps. Stay positive, stay in faith, stay healthy. Enjoy. Keep a smile on your face. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe to my channel below. Click on that bell. Scroll up to all for all notifications. Give the video a thumbs up. Thank you for sharing this video with others. And thank you for supporting this YouTube channel. You can buy a book or 2 or 3. You can also pledge your support on Patreon. www.patreon.com/MichelleFondinauthor. And I will see you in the next video.